Hello there! H+III+T, it's a boot that dang on time. I done broke one of the freaking... There we go. Okay, so y'all, long story short, I had to take my green screen down because, like, Thanksgiving, like, we had a bunch of people over, so, like, I didn't want to do it in front of a white wall. I have to make it, like, a special thing. So I figured, what's more special than being in a dang-on shower? So we're going to start off on a dang-on clean slate. See, because I'm in a shower on the clean... Okay, I'm the pun master, that's neither here nor there. Welcome to Dang-On episode 10 of the Dang-On Gundam Wing review. Y'all, I'm going to give you a chance to go ahead and check out episode 10, and while you're doing that, we're going to be right here waiting for you. So go ahead and check out episode 10. While they're going to go watch episode 10, I want to say real quick, Jersey 0 to 100 real quick. I've used that pun too much. As a matter of fact, from here on out, and I want to make sure that you guys heard this, from here on out, I'm not going to make a 0 to 100 joke again. If I do, I'll have like an audio clip of Drake in it, but I think the 0 to 100 pun has been done to death, and I think it's time we've retired it. So we're going to have a brief moment of silence. Here we go, moment of silence. We are here today to mourn the loss of the 0 to 100 pun by Drake. Okay, so I'm going to assume you guys are back. We just mourned the loss of a pun while you were gone, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get into this week's Dang-On episode. Y'all, this episode is where stuff gets freaking crazy. And I said that last week, but this is when it's like insanity. No Sean Teague, no insanity workout. It is pure insanity, y'all. Okay, so we start out with, basically, let me jump to the main part. We start out with Trace is on that new stuff, and he's like, okay, so we gotta transport all of these Taurus mobile suits. Now the Tauruses are like the purple one that they had at Annoyance Lake Victoria base. They're like the new mobile suits, and what they're trying to do is install a new system in them. And no, I'm not talking about Phil Jackson's triangle offense system. I'm talking about a new like system to enhance the pilot's reaction time or something like that. Now, Raza, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but is this the Zero system? Is this like the beginnings of like the Zero system here? I feel like it is, and for those of you who haven't watched the entire series, we'll explain that in later episodes, so just kind of ignore that. That's just me and Raza talking. But anyway, so yeah, they gotta get the Taurus suits to wherever this place is to install the new system in them. So obviously, every time they try to do something, the Gundams come and mess it up, because the Gundams don't like Oz. You feel me? So they were trying to think of how can we get these mobile suits to the base to put the new system in them without the Gundams knowing. So what did they do? They came up with a trap. And I'm not talking about Wiz Khalifa album trap. I'm talking about a legitimate OG bear snare trap type jive right here. What Lady Un did, and probably one of the most impressive scenes, and it might not be a big deal for y'all, but when Lady Un came down on that freaking, like, I don't know what you call the thing, but like the freaking, like, thing, and it's like, she's on like the moving platform, like no Joey Jordison Slipknot concert on the moving, on the moving platform thing. It's just the way, the angle of where the camera was supposed, it's animated, so it's not really a camera, but the way they just animated it so smoothly. For an anime back in the 90s, it was a very smooth transition, but I'm a reviewer, so obviously I'm paying attention to those minute details. And I don't know what minute means, so we're just going to continue on. But she basically explains that they're going to have a false report of saying that they are delivering them by planes in the sky. But then they're also going to have, and they won't report this part, they're going to have things trying to transport them on the ground. I guess that's what the train was. And so the Gundams thought that one of these things, like land or air, has the dang-on suits in them, right? It was in the air, but like those first planes in the air made it on to the base. So when the other Gundams show up, and side note, Relina was in this episode for about 3 seconds, so that made me happy that I didn't have to listen to her. But so the plane that actually had these mobile suits and made it to its destination. And the reason why the other Gundams weren't able to get there in time is because the trap was freaking engaged. No Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card was face up and he ended his turn. When I say this is a trap to end all traps, I mean it was the trap to end all traps. Y'all saw it. They got Leos coming out of the sky. They got Aries coming off the ground. I mean, they were just basically going to work on them. Catcher almost got hit by a train. Like, you know what I mean? They really sprung a trap on the 4 Gundam pilots. Now notice how I say 4. Well, that's because Wu Fang is having personal time, and he decided he was going to sit this one out for some reason. So there's only 4 Gundam pilots in this particular battle that they're having. And in the midst of this battle, Zex comes down, dude with the mask, and the Tall Geese, and he starts having a one-on-one duel. Is it a beam saber or a lightsaber? Because I don't want to say lightsaber and then people get on here and be like, yeah, that's Star Wars. So I'm going to say beam saber just to be safe. So they start having a beam saber sword duel thing. Hiro and Zex. And everything's kind of going according to both sides' plans. Like, no one really has the upper hand. And then Lady on some freaking, like, Joker from the Dark Knight twisted stuff just randomly says, okay, we're going to implement my plan now. She calls up some place called Barge. Now, that is a space. Remember Barge, because she's got some kind of home story with that. I don't know what her obsession with Barge is, but yeah, she calls up Barge, which is a special station in outer space in the colonies or something like that, and basically says that she's holding the colonies hostage. Well, Oz has somehow taken over every single, like, satellite. Yes, that includes your Dish TV and the Hubble spacecraft, I'm sure. Have taken over all the satellites in outer space, and they are now aiming missiles at the colonies. And at a moment's notice, Lady Un can simply push a button and blow up every colony. Alderaan chunks everywhere. Now how it is that she's telling the Gundams, I don't know if they have a universal speaker system in the mobile suits, I don't know. But she tells the Gundams, look, I got the colonies hostage. I know that's who you're fighting for. Surrender or we're going to blow up the colonies. Yeah, real rational sane stuff here, right? I told you she's freaking crazy. So, basically, they're at a standstill, and the Gundam pilots, not including Wu Fei, because he's still looking for honor. Anyway, so the 4 Gundam pilots there are obviously thinking, how the driver we're going to get out of this. Then Dr. J, dude with the claw, not the guy that had the amazing dunk skills, comes on and says, I surrender, but I'm not going to hand over the Gundams. So Hiro interprets that as, and to this day, I don't know why this is the conclusion he came to. It's on some 12 round stuff with freaking... No. Mess 12 rounds for a second. We're going to go to another Will Smith movie with an unnecessary suicide. Because we get to bring back the list, y'all! We're going to go on some I Am Legend type stuff. Let's bring back the list. Hiro's suicide count, okay? Y'all... Hiro interprets this as he needs to blow up his mobile suit. Because he's not gonna, like, they've obviously lost the battle, but instead of letting Oz take his Gundam, he's gonna blow it up. Now, why he couldn't have just gotten out of the Gundam and then blown it up, but I guess we're gonna go back to honor yet again. I don't get it. But I guess it's the sacrifice that's supposed to make you feel some type of way. Because now that I'm older and I'm watching this, I almost cried. It's a sad scene. They play that once on the... Like, you know what I mean? I really was like on the verge of crying. So Hiro, is he dead? I don't want to spoil it, but he blows up his Gundam with him on the cockpit thing. And it's like such a shock to everyone that I guess they're not going to blow up the colonies anymore. And all the Gundams walk away. And, oh, forgot to mention, Noin got the crap smacked out of her by dang on Un. That was a legitimate pimp slap. I enjoyed that. But, yeah, and that's basically the end of the episode. Again, I understand they're pushing the honor thing, but I don't get why Hiro had to be in the suit himself. Granted, it wouldn't have been as powerful as a statement, and they might have still blown up the colonies. Maybe it was for shock. I don't understand it. I'm sure, Raza, you'll let me know. And hey, if you're watching this video and you know, please leave a comment and let me know, because I don't understand why he couldn't have just jumped out and done it. But yeah, that's basically the end of the episode. And where it came from, where the motivation came from, I don't know. I guess he was just so dedicated to his mission at the age of 14. I don't know. I don't really get it myself. I just know it's quite the cliffhanger. When, oh, here's something else I didn't get. At the very end of the episode, when Trowa's driving away, why was Hiro still in the Fist of Heavy Arms? Why was he still in Trowa's Gundam's hand? There was no room in the passenger seat. You're just gonna have old dude in the truck. I didn't get that either, but maybe I'm thinking too much into it. It's still a great episode, and it's actually one of my favorite episodes just because of how powerful and moving it is. But episode 10, a lot of stuff went down. Hope you guys are ready for that stuff I was talking about in the last episode with guilt. We'll bring that up next week, but let me know if you liked this week's episode, not just the actual episode, but my review of it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in a few hours for Survey Sunday. So, yeah.